Hello guys, welcome to today's session in Concept, and today we will be talking about price action strategy based on supply and demand zone. But before starting the session, if you are new here, you can go in the description. There is a link below. With the help of that, you can download and install the web application of Concept. After successful registration, you will get some 25 free tools here that you can use for your trading, right? Also in the learn section, we have video library. Okay, so there are multiple videos based on Pro Plus tools and various strategies. So in your meantime, you can also see that they are available in multiple languages like English, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi and Tamil. Now at any point of time, if you feel like you are having any kinds of doubts or query, so you can directly go on the profile section, and in the support you will get our contact number and email ID. So you can contact us and we will be there to sort your doubts and queries out. Right, so let's get back to today's topic. Now the first question that arises is what demand and supply zones are, right? What supply and demand zones are. This is the first question. Now whenever your market will move in the downward direction, and from the point from where the demand will be generated, it means from where a reversal of the market can be started, that is known as the demand zone. Okay, in simple terms, right? That is known as the demand zone in simple terms. And vice versa, for example, if your market is going in the upward direction and from where your negative movement, your reversal will be started, okay, so that point will be known as the supply zone in simple terms. Okay, now you must have known, for example, when your market is going in the downward direction, okay, so at that time your price was also getting lower or decreasing, right? So for example, the price at this moment was 100 and now your price was at 50. Now there must be some buyers who were waiting for this price, right? Because we have the theory like whenever you are trading, so you always buy low and you sell high. Okay, so when this price will get lower from 100 to 50, so there must be some buyers that are waiting for it, right? And there may be some big financial institutions, some big players who are also waiting for this price and they will start buying from this position, right? So at this point the demand will increase for this price, right? जब भी कोई चीज सस्ती होती है तो उसकी डिमांड बढ़ जाती है, ठीक है? So at this point of time ये वो जोन है from where the demand of this stock, particular stock will increase, और यहाँ से the buyer will initiate their entry and then there will be a movement in the opposite direction, or you can say whenever the market is coming down, so there will be a momentum in the bullish side. Okay, and same the vice versa. Right, now in supply zone, for example, if there was a stock that was pricing at 50 and now when it was going in the bullish direction, so now its price is 100 rupee. Okay, so there must be someone who will be booking his profit. Okay, right? And whenever the price is now, you can see the price, the premium is now so much expensive, right? So there will be some buyers who will refrain from buying it now. Okay, and there will be sellers, because the sellers always want to sell high so that he can gain the profit whenever the market will fall. Okay, whenever the premium will fall, so that he can gain the profit. So that is when here the supply of this particular stock will increase, and at that time the price will fall and it will go in the negative direction. Right, now let's see in the chart how you can trade with this psychology, how you can trade with this price action, right? So right now I'm opening Concept application here. In analyze section we have charts, order and trade. Okay, and right now I have opened ITC stock. You can see here ITC. Okay, now there can be two scenarios. The first one, if you are trading for the swing, okay, and second one, if you are going for the intraday trading. Right, now I have told you many times, for example, right, whenever you are trading for the swing trade, so you always go for the higher time frame. Okay, so suppose if I'm doing the swing time trading, so I'll trade in 1 day time frame or I will trade in the 1 hour time frame. But first of all, I will analyze this stock in weekly time frame so that I can get a very consolidated supply and demand zone, right? Let's see how. So let me see where my chart is of ITC in weekly. Okay, so here it is, I can see, right? This is my ITC chart, right? Now I can clearly see in this chart, let me zoom it out a little. Okay, yeah, this is my ITC chart. Okay, now I can clearly see from this point of time, there was a very good movement in the market. right? So this can be my first point of interest, you can say, from where the buyer showed their interest. Okay, so I can analyze it as my demand zone, right? Similarly, if you will see in the recent times, okay, so from this one is also a point of interest from where the buyer showed their interest, right? So what I'll do, I'll just mark it as my supply and demand zone. Okay, so I'll mark it as my supply and demand zone. Okay, now I'll also tell you how you can create your demand and supply zone, right? Just wait for a second. Okay, now I have created it. Now how you can draw it? So let me tell you. For suppose when your market came down, so the very last candle of this trend, okay, so for example there was a downtrend and then there is a very last candle like this, okay, very last candle, and it can be red. Okay, now you have to draw the zone from the higher of this candle to the lower of this candle, right? As I have drawn, you can see there is a red candle. So what I have done, I have marked the high of this candle and I have marked the low of this candle, and I have drawn the zone on based of that, right? So this is my zone now, right? Similarly, if your market will go in the upward direction, so there will be a very last green candle, the last green candle of that zone, of the trend, right? So you can just mark the zone from the high and the low of that candle, and that will be your supply zone. Okay, so that is how you can create your demand, okay, and supply zone in the market, right? So as you can see, I have created it. Okay, now what I'll do, I have analyzed it in the weekly time frame. Okay, now if I'm doing trading in if I'm doing swing trading, so now I will apply the daily time frame. Okay, now I will apply the daily time frame. Okay, so now you can see in the chart, when I have draw my this demand zone on weekly time frame, so you can see in my daily time frame it was taking proper support at this zone. Okay, and whenever your market came at this zone, so there was a very good chances of the reversal of the market. Right, now as you can also see at this point of time, there was a good movement, there was a good bullish movement, okay, few times, but you can see from this point of time a very good movement started, because this was the point when the big players made their entry here, right? So till this point, it was not that much strong, but when this movement started, it means big players are also interested in this demand zone, right? So now at any point of time, if my market will again come at this level, if I'll extend it, okay, so at any point of time, if my market will come again at this level, okay, so I'll wait for my market to remain here for some time, and whenever my one green candle will break it out, so I'll mark the high of that candle and I'll take entry in that particular trade. So there are good chances that this trade can again go in the bullish direction, and I can mark the high of this trend as my target. Okay, now for the stop loss, what you have to do for your stop loss, so this was the zone, right? At any point of time, if my market will break it in the like this, okay, for example it came down here, okay, now you can see no candle has broken it in the negative in the lower side, right? But at any point of time, if a red candle will break it out like this and it will close below this my demand zone, so at that time I can analyze like there will be a downtrend, so then I'll trade in the negative direction, I'll trade in the bearish direction, I'll trade my put trades, or I'll sell my stock, right? Okay, so this is how you can analyze, like whenever there will be a change in the direction, also change in the trend also, right? But if I'm going to trade in the positive side, so I'll wait for my market to come here, and whenever there will be a green candle like this after coming in this zone, so I'll mark the high and I'll take entry, right? Now for stop loss, what you have to do for stop loss, for example, you have taken a trade here, okay, and you have marked this high as your target, right? Now for the stop loss, what you have to do, for this is the lower band of this demand zone, right? So lower band of this demand zone, so you can place your stop loss below it, you can place your stop loss 0.1% below it, okay, so that if this demand zone is 400 suppose, so you can place your stop loss as 398, okay. So you can see sometimes it has touched its lower band, okay, but it will never hunt your stop loss if you will placed it a little lower than your demand zone, right? So this is how you can make your entry and you can place your stop loss with the help of demand zone, right? Now similar thing will also happen, the similar thing will also happen for the supply zone also. So what I have to do, I have to again analyze it in the bigger time frame, for example weekly, and then I'll make my supply zone here also, right? Now for the intraday, what you have to do intraday, so in intraday we generally trade in 5-minute or 15-minute time frame, but I have to draw my supply and demand zone in 1 hour time frame. Let's see how. So for example, I have applied 1 hour time frame here, okay? Now I'll create a zone here, okay? I'll create a zone here. So clearly I can see when my market was trading at this level, so this was the candle, okay, this was the candle. So what I'll do, I'll again make a zone here, okay? I will again make a zone here. So let's see how I can make it. So I'll place the upper band at the high of this candle because this was the highest candle, okay? And then I'll place my lower band at the low of this candle like this, okay? Okay, so now I have drawn my zone, okay, in a 1 hour time frame. Let's see in 15-minute time frame if I'm doing the intraday, okay? So this was the chart where I have drawn my supply zone, you can say, in 1 hour time frame, and now I'm trading in 15-minute time frame. So I can clearly see this was my highest candle, so I have drawn my supply zone according to it, okay? And now I can see whenever my market enter this zone, okay, so there was a very good reversal in the downward direction, so I can take my trade with the help of this supply zone also, right? So I think I have cleared your doubts about supply and demand zone, right? Whenever you are going with the higher time frame for swing trading, so you can analyze your supply and demand zone on weekly time frame, and whenever you are going to trade in intraday, so at that time you have to draw your supply and demand zone on the 1 hour time frame, right? And this is how you can create a consolidated and good supply and demand zone for your trading, right? Also, I have also told you about how you can draw your supply and demand zone. So you just have to pick the highest candle and just mark the lower and higher of that candle, and you can place your supply and demand zone in according to that, right? So guys, I hope काफी informative रहा होगा. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आई, you can just share it, you can give it a like, कमेंट भी कर सकते हो. थैंक यू सो मच. अगर आप चैनल पे नए हो तो एक बार सब्सक्राइब जरूर कर देना. थैंक यू सो मच गाइस. दिस इज योर ट्रेनर अंकित सिंह रावत. हैव अ वेरी गुड डे.